So, hello and welcome to my next chess game. This time I show you the game between Fritz 11 SE with the white pieces versus Leela Chess 0 with the black pieces. And this is not the GPU line, it's the CPU. It's not the GPU version of Leela, it's the CPU version. So not the winner of last year's TCEC. But the CPU version, which participates in this year's TSEC. But yeah, let's see what we get here. So Fritz is choosing to go into a Nimzo Indian with knight c3. And now Leela Chess, let's see what it thinks here. Position should be around equal with castles and queen c7, with queen c2. Of course, I let them play without opening book or table bases, as always. And yeah. So, now I will smoke a cigarette, because the beginning of this game won't be that interesting. But I gave them an interesting opening, and let's see how Leela is faring with this. Leela is black, and of course I hope Leela will win, because I'm also a fan of Leela Chess, of this program. So let's see, we have castles here on the board, queen c7 most probably, or a3, or e3 I mean. So instead of queen c2, Fritz is giving e3, but this is a little dull, I think. Queen c2 preparing e4 would be more interesting, but okay. We will probably get e3 in that position. And then Fritz gives d6 as top move, but we will see if Leela is obliging with that. So we have e3. Now Leela gives bishop takes c3 followed by b takes c3, and then playing the move d6. d6 is probably preparing e5. So instead of d6 here, Leela gives this line, bishop takes, and then of course pawn takes, so this will be the port position with d6. Of course white should be better there, but I'm not sure for how much. So bishop here preparing e4, I would go. Then knight d7, e4, preparing e5, so e5 himself, also locking down the bishop. And if d5, so that's the reason. If d5, the knight can go to c5 without any problems. And if pawn takes and knight takes, and then pawn takes probably. I'm not always sure about this structure. This would be more interesting, bishop there, because you don't want to get, now you don't have to go a5 because there is no b4 idea, so you could probably go bishop g4 and now h3 and knight here. I just spotted that the e-pawn would be under threat if the knight lands on c5. So probably instead of bishop e3, bishop there, knight here, the e5, knight there. And now you would have to go queen e2 or queen c2, and you have to park with your bishop probably, or you have to leave this knight there. So let's see. d6 we have. And Fritz is giving bishop d3 as I mentioned. This could be the board position in a couple of moves we have here on the left. Strategic benefits for black, I would say, but the bishop pair for white, so it's interesting imbalance. Probably queen e2 here, and after bishop there, h3, bishop there. You don't want to go g4 because then you have really problems defending that pawn. Well, you could probably go g4 here, and after bishop here you could either pin the knight or go knight d2, but probably pinning that knight is better. Then h3, probably bishop takes, or I would eliminate this knight there, and after queen takes, yeah, the queen will come to f5, so probably castling queen's side, and after queen f5 check, king here, you lose that pawn, so that's not the thing. So probably bishop h5 here, if this is the line, if this is at all playable. I wouldn't do that as white. After h3 I would just castle, and after h3 I wouldn't even castle, I would go bishop to g5, pinning that knight. And now probably eliminating that knight, and go g4 now, and after bishop pawn here, okay, we have the same line, knight here defending this pawns, but knight here would attack that one, so rook there, and now what? Knight here attacking the bishop, bishop moves. It's unclear to me. Yeah, we have e5 immediately. Wow. Takes. What's the reason why this is working? e5 immediately by Leela chess instead of knight bd2. So bishop d3, and we have e5 immediately. Why is this working? Pawn takes, knight takes. Yeah, what now? You just lost a pawn for nothing. At least I would say so. Bishop e6, bishop g4, and it doesn't work. Bishop g4, the knight is covering that. So probably d takes. Oh, the thing is, after takes. Yeah, what's the thing here? Okay, we have e4 here instead of taking it. So this is an interesting thing. e5 immediately. Takes, knight takes, c6. No, not c6. Takes. Knight c3. Takes, queen takes. Okay, it could be a gambit. But not quite sure if it's a good one. a4. Preparing bishop a3. So rook there. Attacking that bishop. Bishop here. Knight there, attacking that pawn. Bishop here. You can't really defend it. Bishop takes and knight takes. Not sure, probably this is the line. But here instead of e takes we have to move e4 and rook e8. And c takes rook e8 and now castles. E takes d4. Very weird game. Now the e pawn is hanging. So it really went tactical pretty fast because of their takes. Why can't you take there? Queen here. Knight just goes back. G4, G5, I'm not sure, but knight there. Knight there, knight takes, and bishop here, check. Okay, queen there. Don't see it. Why is castling here even possible? C takes, and knight takes e4, rook f e8. This is what Leela gives. Rook f e8, followed up if rook f e1, followed up with knight there. Rook takes. Probably queen takes then. Not sure about this game. Queen takes into h3. And why isn't black just down a pawn here? Okay, the structure is now repaired, and white has compensation due to the bishop pair and the open board, but why giving up a pawn for that? And why is Leela giving up a pawn? Also gave up a pawn. Why did Leela did that? So this could be the board position. And let's see how both engines are thinking about that position. Both engines are giving it still as even. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, c takes, knight takes, e4, rook f e1, then f5. Let's see which depth both engines have. We have here depth 11 and depth 20, but with a better positional understanding Leela has. So let's see, one engine can look deeper into the position, the other one has a better positional understanding. That's why I like Leela. But let's see. I would have gone for different lines here in that game already. C takes d4, knight takes d4, rook f1, f5. So probably this will be the board position you see here. And yeah, let's see how both engines will treat this position. Knight takes e4, of course. Still, both engines have a lot of time to figure this one out. But I quite like black in that position, although white is fully developed, but black has something going for it. Probably queen b3 at some point. But b6, probably b6 anyway. No, b6, d5 will lock down this diagonal, so b6 not now. Bishop e3, d6, but what to do with that bishop? Okay, you have some... Let's try and go there. Bishop here. Bishop a6, I will go. c5, Knight here. Now both knights are defending each other. Okay, those bishops look pretty aggressive, but not sure how this will... So this is the current board position. You see here on both sides. See, very interesting game. So Fritz gives this his line. Rook fe1, f5 and knight g5. What about h6 here? Is there anything? Oh, knight g5. What, knight g5? Can't you just eliminate this knight? What is Fritz thinking at? f5? No, not knight d5. Not knight g5. After f5, queen c2. And queen f6, rook ab1. Rook ab1. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, queen takes. And bishop there, so probably knight c6. If takes, 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 bishop f5 secures. So why rook b1? So why not just capturing this monster knight immediately? Rook takes, queen takes, bishop f1, queen takes there. Okay, bishop f5 is not on. Queen f5. Then you get this check. Yeah, this is probably much better for white now. You don't have to exchange queens. But rook e1, knight f6 will be the move by Leela. So rook e1 and now knight f6. Rook takes, queen takes, as we discussed earlier. And then bishop g5 followed up with knight c6. I wouldn't go knight c6 here. I would probably go knight there to defend the pawn, and after rook b1, b6, a4, a5, fixing the target. Now what? Bishop queen here. Bishop there, d5, h6, bishop takes, knight takes, and there is nothing for white. Okay, you lock down that bishop, so probably white has something here going for it if he's not allowing white to get active, but this would be the wrong continuation. Now black is just up a pawn, but okay, this won't happen. So rook takes, queen takes is the line. Rook takes, queen takes, h3 is Fritz giving h3. No, Fritz is giving queen b3. This is also covering this because now the bishop can't move, so that I will go b6 now, and after h3 we'll go knight here, d5, knight e5, takes, attacking the rook. This is not probably not good. Let's see this. Takes, bishop d2, queen there, threatening bishop takes h3. So probably king there. But now knight here takes, queen check, and taking there. No, this doesn't work at all. This doesn't work at all, but probably a king here would be good. Queen infiltrating, going after f7. So bishop there, defending f7. Now a5, preparing queen here, probably to exchange queens. Or the other option would be knight here, going after f7 one more time, and if bishop takes, queen takes. Still attacking the rook and the bishop, so the rook has to go there. And now you can take f7, so... But you don't have to take it. Could go queen here. No, but then knight here is a threat. So rook f1. And now knight c5 attacking the queen. Hard to say. Queen b3. What is Leela giving? Knight d7 now. Instead of b6. Okay, knight b d7 and bishop b2. B d7 and bishop b2. Followed up with b6 and rook e1. Attacking the queen, so queen f8, knight h4. Knight h4. Okay, there is an attack coming here. So Fritz is trying to attack and Leela is trying to defend. So bishop b7, knight f5, h6. Bishop b7, knight f5, h6. Okay, you would love to go there. But after h6? Okay, h6 I get it. h6 I get it. Knight e7, king here and bishop there. So if you take it, then the knight forks king and queen. But you can just attack this pesky knight. One more time and now it's probably gone. This whole position, bishop takes, queen takes. Knight here check does nothing. Oh, you can defend everything via queen e3. Trying to prepare something there. Knight e5 maybe. No, then pawn takes. Oh, rook takes. So knight e5. And if you move the knight, you have to capture it. And after rook takes, you have to move the bishop somewhere. And now you can even capture there, and you're probably out of danger and you won yet another pawn. So queen b3, b6. Okay, Leela chess overthinked his move and went for the move b6 immediately, like I thought, and now h3. Bishop g5. Bishop b6, bishop g5. Both engines are giving bishop g5 as main move there. But I just see that black is up a pawn here. Okay, has pretty much defensive position here, but yeah, it transposes probably to the line we just discussed. So knight d7, rook a1 and queen f8. Rook a1 and queen f8. Now queen a4. What is queen a4 doing? Don't understand this. Queen a4, bishop b7. Let's see what both engines are coming up with here in that position. But this could, both engines agree that this position will probably be the board position. Bishop g5 we have. And now knight bd7. Most probably. Very attacking position. Yeah, there are two gambits in this Bogo Indian, which I just discovered due to this game. Probably I didn't discover it, probably they were known moves, but maybe there are even some traps there. But this is a pure gambit, what Fritz is playing here for piece activity and stuff like this. I'm not sure if it's a playable one, but yeah, you have the bishop pair. Black's bishop is pretty poor here on c8, and yeah, so both engines will get some additional time after the next move, I guess, or in 3 moves. No, in 3 moves they will get additional time. d7, rook e1, queen a4. I'm not sure if Fritz is going for the queen a4 move. And let's see both evaluations right around here. Black has more time. Yeah, both engines are giving this as even. Leela even is slightly better for black, but I'm not sure. Those are not the 2 top engines in the world currently. This is Leela Chess 0, the CPU version, as I said before, not the GPU version, so not with a graphics card. It's going on the processor, so it's not that strong, probably 400 ELO lower than the GPU version of Leela Chess 0, and Fritz 11 is also not the best Fritz engine, and even if it was, Fritz is not under the top 10 currently, probably something like 11, 12, but the 16 version, Fritz 16, this is Fritz 11, so it's not so strong, but probably better than any human. Not sure, probably a human could hold on to those engines on my laptop. Queen f8, queen a4, queen f8, queen a4. Both engines are giving queen a4 as the top move. Queen a4, what is queen a4 doing? Queen a4 with 47 seconds to go. So queen a4, okay. Okay, queen a4. So this knight cannot move, because then this knight is taken and the rook will come to the e1, e8 square. and the bishop cannot use the a6 square, and if the bishop uses that square, then d5 will come. But is this such a problem? Why? Queen takes, knight takes, rook e1 doesn't work. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen d7. So no, this also doesn't work. So probably knight here, taking the queen. So if bishop takes, then queen takes. The queen has to defend the bishop, and now you can take, and you can probably go here. Not sure. Queen a3 just attacks this piece again. But you could go knight d7 to go to c5 one more time. I don't see anything for black here. So queen a4. Why is queen a4 such a great move? And both engines are giving it. Bishop b7 and bishop f5. Oh, bishop f5, going after the knight. So let's say rook here. Bishop takes, knight takes. Still not seeing it. Okay, bishop f5. It attacks the knight, but okay, then I can't move. But rook d8 just. No, rook d8 loses the a pawn, so you'd have to do something else. Bishop f5, h6. So if you take my bishop, I will take your bishop. So takes. Yeah, but now it's again even. So h6. Why not capturing this knight? c3. Let's try this. Captures. Captures, h3, bishop there, and queen captures here. Yeah, black will get back the pawn, so it seems. In any case, h6 will be the move, or queen d8. Yeah, now this pawn is still covered, the knights are covering each other, and if bishop takes, then queen takes, attacking the queen. But going again into that pin. I would go d5 now and ask black what he wants to do. g5, bishop here. Now what? King there. Knight e4. Knight d5. Queen there. Let's say bishop here. Bishop takes, queen takes, and knight here check. You don't want to go to either of these quests, but you lose that pawn. Not sure. Okay, this is an interesting. Now I understand this queen a4 move. The idea is after bishop b7 to play bishop f5. And now we have queen d8. And now Fritz gives queen b3 again back. Queen b3, d5. Both are not so great. Queen b3. Not sure, then I would probably go knight here. Queen b3. Followed up with a move, repetition, and a draw. This is what Fritz gives. Queen f8, d8, d5, h6, bishop h4, a6. So this is the line Fritz gives. a6. Now queen c2. But now we have queen b3. Not much will change here from this evaluation. Queen b3 back. So luring the queen to d8. And now queen b3. The game will continue with h6, bishop h4, and queen f8. Why queen f8 back? That's the question. I have queen f8, queen f4, queen d8, d5, c5. It's probably they will make a move repetition, or one of the engines will play something here. But I really hope that it won't be a move repetition. h6, queen h4, queen f8, queen a4, queen d8, d5, knight c5. So the line goes queen here, queen there, d5, knight c5, queen d1, knight c5, queen d1. This is what Leela gives. Okay, you have a perfect knight there. You have a good knight there. But this bishop is bad. So probably at some point bishop a6 to go after that pawn. Now what? Leaving that pawn en prise. Let's try it. Knight here attacking the queen. Queen can't go here. Can't go there. Can't go there. Can't go there. So the queen has to go back to f8. Now bishop. No. First of all, I wouldn't do that. First of all, I would give this check. Queen goes back. Now we'll capture, and go queen there. That's an amazing move, attacking the bishop and the f pawn. So you cannot take this pawn because queen takes here will probably be terrible. And let's capture yet another pawn. Check. You don't have any squares, so you have to block with the queen. Also, I don't see how terrible this is for black, actually. So takes. If this knight ever moves, then this pawn is falling. Not sure how bad this is actually for black. So queen here. Queen there. I think it's survivable. Okay, we don't have queen d1. We don't have queen f8. We have knight f. Oh, not queen takes, of course. Queen here and knight there. d5, knight g6, d5 and knight g6, bishop g3. This is what they give. Bishop takes g6 is what Leela thinks will be good. And Leela thinks this position is already better for black. So yeah, pawn up, no real attack. Okay, bishop pair for white and a bad bishop for black, but Okay, this bishop can go to c8, exchange itself for the strong bishop on f5 at some point. I would go bishop f8 bishop c8 immediately to get rid of that. But we have knight g6. Bishop g3 will be the move. Bishop takes, f takes, and bishop takes f6. Exchanging everything would be Leela's choice. But let's see. He will probably go back with the knight to d7 here. Knight d7, and then you really have to eliminate this knight. After takes, knight coming in here to e5 maybe, to maybe try and get something. Knight coming in here, queen coming into d8, knight coming in there. Not sure, but I think black has survived this attack. Okay, we have bishop takes g6, f takes g6, and now g5 will come. If not, bishop takes f6 now. F takes, bishop takes f6, and queen takes f6. So this will be the line, and now we have bishop versus knight with pawns on both sides of the board and an extra pawn for black. But this will be very hard to... probably rook here. At least I would do something like this. So, okay, you don't want to go there. Yeah, but you could go there, actually. Take away this square for the knight, and if the rook takes that pawn, then you'd be mated with queen here. Now you can only block with pieces, and then you're mated. So queen f5, followed up with rook f8, and bishop to d8 and g5 most probably. But first, okay, g6. Queen here, check. King there. Wouldn't go f6 here. No, I wouldn't. Probably go there. Going after this pawn, exchange of prisoners. Well, I'm not sure if this is an exchange of prisoners. I just think that this is now completely busted. So if queen here, then queen there is checkmate, covering this square, bishop is covering that. So you'd have to block this somehow, but how? Bishop here, so bishop a6 is a strong move. I don't think you can take this because if bishop takes a threatening mate and the queen cannot really defend against that. So yeah, can also not move the pawn, you have to defend it. Rook there. But then rook f8 just. Not sure, you cannot, you could go there probably. Then queen here attacking the rook. Okay, now the rook is free to move. But okay, if it moves away from the knight, if it moves here, then you could attack the knight with queen d3. Rook f3 is also not good, so let's say rook there. Queen a1 check instantly is also playable. Yeah, queen a1 check. So this is the board position here. Queen rook d3 and queen f5 would be my move. Queen a1 check is the move given. Rook e1 and queen f6, rook d6, queen f7. Okay, just tickling around with queen f7. I will go queen f5. I will check this afterwards. Let's see both evaluations. Yeah, both engines are giving this as even still. Yeah, it's probably hard to win this with this diced pawn structure. Okay, of course you have to block it with rook e8. So queen a1 check. And of course you have to block with the rook. You could also block with the knight, but blocking with the rook would attack the queen. So probably that. But queen f5 would also be interesting. Not sure. Queen a1 check is the move. Let's see, this is move 23. So they will go into blitz mode in I think 5 or 6 moves. I'm curious what Stockfish will say about that game. First and foremost, I I'm interested what Stockfish says about the opening. Both were giving up a pawn for nothing. Queen f6. Rook d6 and queen f7 will be the way to go. So queen here. Rook there and queen f7. Queen f6, rook d6. Tickling around, but this will be the board position because Leela will try. Interesting opening. For real. Queen f7. If queen a1 again, then it will be a draw, but queen f7 will probably be the move. Leela learned about it, that queen a1 would lead to move repetition. So Leela, but why not queen f5? Oh, because of g3 probably. g3. Queen a1 check. But here, not sure. Okay, g3. Queen there, check. King here. Or bishop there if takes, then we have this problem, so the rook has to go back. Oh, the knight goes to d5. This is also probably possible. The knight moves somewhere else, but to d5, it's the most accurate. No, the thing is the rook has to go back. And now what? Rook there. Queen a4. Attacking the bishop, and beneath it the pawn. Also defending that one still. So bishop here. If you go pawn hunting, bishop here check, king there, queen here check, king there. Let's say you go there, you go up the board. Queen here check. Not sure, king d3, but we have queen f7 and queen d3, so king f7 and queen e3 now. Bishop a6 will be the move, going after the c-pawn. Rook there. Queen f6 and rook takes c7, defending that pawn. Queen a1, queen e1, queen takes, knight takes, rook e8. So this would be the line. Rook e8, attacking the knight. Oh, we have knight to that square, so Fritz will go after that pawn now. Now you can grab bishop takes c7, bishop takes c4, rook on knight takes. Not quite sure what's better. Knight takes g6 and c6. Knight takes g6. c6 is a nice little move there. Okay, it shadows that pawn, but you get that pawn in exchange. So c6 here, probably taking there. And now either bishop takes or pawn takes. I will probably go pawn takes, because knight here will grab the bishop, so pawn takes. Knight here check. Knight there. It's still a draw, because if you go here, no, you have to go there. There is no more check now. Cannot take that pawn. Rook here is coming. So let's say, I'm not sure, probably this is better now for black. Tickling around. So what's the line? What's the line? So bishop c8. Bishop c8 instead. Rook e8 check. Rook e8 check, king h7 and queen f3. Rook e8, queen h7 and queen f3. What about that endgame? Takes, and bishop there. Rook takes, rook takes. Okay, currently this bishop is not so great, but it can wiggle out via b7 c8 or via b7 to here, so let's try that. Bishop here. Also c7 is a move. 2 4 6 7 versus 2 4 6. So yeah, it looked dangerous, but that was probably nothing here. King h7, knight h4 to f3 and queen f5. Knight f3 we have. So now queen f3, we have knight f3 here in that position. Let's see what both engines are giving. Both engines giving it as even. Now b5, rook e7, queen f6. C takes b5, bishop b7. So the thing is, so b5, the idea is if you take that, then I take this pawn, but rook c7, queen f6, b takes, and bishop b2 attacking that pawn. Rook here, queen a1 check, queen here captures, it doesn't matter with what you capture, this pawn will fall. So that's the thing, b5. Very interesting. Leela is playing very energetically and interesting chess here. e5, rook e7. Queen f6 now will probably be the move. C takes b5 and bishop b7. Rook takes c7. Okay. So this, that, no, not this, but that. And bishop takes d5, h3. h3, I would exchange here everything and go for something like this. I would do h4, check, king there, rook there, takes, and it's a draw, of course. But it's an interesting game. h3, what do we have there? This would be my line. B takes, b5 takes c6, no, h3 immediately. Wow. Wow, immediately. Okay, we have h3 immediately. So h3 there. B takes c5, still quite even. And rook takes c7, followed up with bishop f5. Rook takes c7, followed up with bishop f5. Bishop f5. Okay, now you eliminate that pawn as well. And now 3, yeah, 6. Still, but it's a different endgame, but it's still quite playable for both sides. Queen a1, king h2, queen a1. Oh, this is a check which wins the a pawn. So it's still not so clear. Queen a1 check, king h2, queen takes a2. So a lot to learn from that game, but we don't have Leela's line. We have, of course, a move by Fritz. So this is the board position currently. Upper pawn, this, and it's the outside a pawn. Very interesting. G5, G4, isn't this too much now? g4, bishop d7, g4, bishop b1, bishop c2, blocking off the... But what about queen here? Knight a4 we have. So now the game is going faster. Bishop a4. Bishop a4. Knight here. Going after what exactly? I'm not sure. Leela gives this is better for white now. And Fritz is giving this also is better for white. So probably the blitz game will win Fritz. Okay, this is a tactical error. Knight takes. Queen takes d5. Now. No, not queen takes d5. Rook here. You have to be faster than the black one, because the idea is after this, attacking the bishop, the rook and the knight, you have this check. And then you can probably go for something like that. Check and it's a draw. So, rook here. Knight there. Rook there, knight there. This knight is jumping around like madness. Like madness. Rook g7. Queen d4. Queen d4. Equal on pawns, but the position is probably much better for white. If it's winning, I'm not sure, but much better for white, which is kind of disappointing, because I really would have enjoyed Leela to win this. Okay, queen a4, queen d6. I would eliminate this pesky knight. Bishop takes e6, pawn takes e6, and now I would probably go queen e4 to exchange off this. No, queen here doesn't work. Queen here, queen e6. Queen b6, queen b5. Oh, the rook is covering the a pawn. So queen a5, queen takes a5, pawn takes a5. Not sure if this is winning though for... Rook takes, king takes pawn here. You will get it. Leela now gives it again as even, but it's hard. It's hard. d7. Sure, that's the threat. Yeah, no, it's dead. It's completely dead now. Leela went down here. King here, we have a check. Discovered one. And now we will resign this, or Leela gave up the game. And let's see how Stockfish would approve to that. But the endgame was not so great, which Leela played here. Versus Fritz 11. So Fritz 11 is not that bad. But let's see. Training, notations, live book. So let's ask Stockfish where it all went wrong for Leela. Probably somewhere in the end game. So this was the position I gave them. Knight c3, castles, e3, bishop takes d6. This is all pretty standard. Bishop d3. Another move e5. And we have e4, and it's perfectly playable for both sides. But why not pawn takes? Let's discover this d takes. Knight takes e5 and queen d6. Attacking the knight. Knight f3. Knight c6. Okay, it's a gambit line. It's a gambit line. Yeah, it's just a gambit line. Or rook fd8. Rook fd8 is more energetic. Bishop e2. Queen takes d1. Bishop takes d1 and c5. Okay, this pawns won't count for anything. Knight here to there will grab one of them, probably, or bishop b3, but that's not the case, not so great. So this is probably even. So this is the first gambit. Rook there and castles. This is the second one. Takes, and knight takes. Rook fe1, knight f6, rook takes, and queen b3. Follow up with b6. This is all pretty playable. Knight d7, rook there, queen a4, bishop b7, bishop f5, queen d8, queen b3, h6, bishop h4, knight there, still playable, d5, knight g6, still even position here. Rook e6, queen a1, rook there, queen there, queen f7, a little tickle there, queen e3, bishop a6, knight h4, all pretty standard. Bishop there. This was the first inaccuracy. As long as Stockfish thinks that, no, it's probably this wasn't the mistake. The mistake was somewhere else. b5. Yeah, b5. It looks interesting, but it's probably what? Queen, knight g5 check is on there. Both engines were missing this. Rook e7. Why is knight g5? Yeah, knight g5 check is awesome. This little tactic is awesome. H takes g5, and now what? Now g4. Yeah, g4 is a move which both engines were missing, because there is now no defense against queen h3 mate. There is just nothing in that position which can stop queen h3. So you'd have to... Oh. Is there anything else? No, g4. Not g4 immediately. Queen e7 is drawish. What about g4 immediately? I will discover this. Bishop takes g4. Yeah, it's a draw. So let's cover knight g5 and g4, followed up with bishop takes g4. Let's say rook takes there. And now queen f5. Not sure why this isn't just bad. This is an interesting line. This is very interesting that you have this perpetual check there. Yeah, this g4 is very interesting, which Stockfish gave either g4 immediately or knight g5. Yeah, very interesting attacking option. So as b5, but knight g5 is a draw. No, b5 is not the thing. Where were the mistake? This is clear. Bishop takes is good. Queen a1, rook there, g5. This is playable. Still playable. Knight e4, bishop there, knight e6. Bishop there was terrible blunder because of knight takes g7. So a drawish line would be rook g8, and something like this. And it would probably be a draw. But we have bishop d7, knight takes, rook there, knight there, rook f7, knight there, rook g7, queen e5, a6 is now the option. But we have queen a5. This is the losing move, attacking the knight. Yeah, this is the losing move. But it's hard to hold with queen e2. Also probably lost. Queen there, knight there, rook there, queen there. Yeah, with those tactics. Yeah, it's holdable. It's probably holdable for black. So queen a5 was a big blunder by Leela. So yeah, queen a5, queen e2 would hold, but queen a5 is now not holding anymore. Tried the best, but it's not on. And here, yeah, this is this mate? Yeah, it is. So there is nothing. Okay, thanks for watching and see you later. Ciao.